let's cast a lot. You said that's wicked.
That's wicked. That's evil.
And then what did you guys say? Then you, at the end of the day, you brought judgment against us for teaching that. Which you had it already written up. You and that old black runaway slave of mafia, that nigga, which I hate too. Okay? That's why the nigga, we don't know where that nigga's at. He probably dead. Now you caused another split to happen when you said, Tahar, you guys got to go. You got to get up out of here. So you got to deal with that, man. Because back then, 16 years ago, we were having a debate. That's why we had that council. And you niggas didn't want to hear it, man.
If I may, to back you up, brother, we even said that we was to alleviate strife. We said we wasn't going to teach it, and that wasn't good enough for those guys.
Yep, that's what we said. We wasn't going to teach it, and then you said, "But is it in your mind?"
Yeah, exactly.
So I said, "Of course it's in my mind." I said, "How you going to get that out of your mind?" And that's when I brought up the thing about casting a lot. And you guys didn't want to deal with that. And that was a solution in the scriptures, man.
Yeah.
And he's making it seem like I got some personal vendetta against him.
You're really wicked, man.
You know?
Like
he got some certain secret. He got some certain secret on me that he told Joe Smith. And I'm all mad about it, man. The reason why we're getting on you is because of the wickedness that you did back then and the wickedness that you're doing right now, man.
Right.
By pretending like you some righteous guy.
Right. And it's all done in edification. As it is written, let all things be done decently and in order.
Yeah, and that shit that you did wasn't in order, man.
Right.
It wasn't in order when you called for the major breakup of One West. And you were damn sure out of order for you to have a goddamn dream and wake up and say Marshall is not King David, and then kick him out the school. Then that caused a series of breakups, man.
Yeah.
Then when you were back at the school, you and I believe it was Yasha, because you called me and told me you guys were teaching that if you have a wife, she got to be in the truth. If she's not in the truth, you got to cut her off. And you told me on the phone, what you going to deny? Because you called me. You said that Ayasha, what's his name? Yasha, went to his wife and said, look, baby, I can't deal with you no more. You ain't in the truth no more. Goodbye. And then Rahab did the same thing. Rahab was never in the truth. He was just a floating nigga.
Bullshit artist.
He's just a bullshit artist, man.
Period.
He was never in the truth. He was just a bullshit artist. Okay? Now, you said that you and your wife stayed together because she was in the truth. Give me 1 Corinthians the 7th chapter.
You guys don't even understand. After all them years, Yasha, Rahab, and Nate was in the truth, well, so-called in the truth. They didn't understand the scriptures, man. The scripture clear. What did Paul say, man? Well, I don't know if that's what Elder Tahar's going to read. Okay, but I'm going to let the scripture talk.
1 Corinthians 7:12. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. And the woman which hath an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but the Most High has called us to peace. For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband? Or what knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife?
You got that? So why didn't the Spirit come to you when that was being brought out about if you have a wife that's not a believer, you got to cut her off? Where was the Spirit then, man? And you were with that thing. And you caused men to break up with their wives, man. And then when you cause men to break up with their wives, what do you think that woman was going to do? Go out and get another man. So you cause them women to commit adultery, man. And that's good for you niggas, man. And then you taught that well, now you're into the law, but back then you were under so-called grace. We don't got to keep no laws, and to prove it, you got to eat pork. That's what you told me. Now tell me that you didn't tell me that, and I'll tell you you a liar. And then you can tell, and then me and you can meet somewhere, man. And I'll tell you in your face you're a liar. If you're going to say that I never called to Hard, I never talked to him on the phone. You had my number. And the guy that gave my number to you was a Simeonite dude. And I know where that guy works. I can go to his job. I can go to his job right now. And I can get a camera, because that's when we had that split, and he was trying to get the camps back together, and I kept saying, we ain't getting back together with them demons. Yeah. I forget his name, but I matter of fact, I think I got the number in the phone. I don't know if you know him, kind of short. He used to drive cab. Okay, right. He used to come out to the camp in Harlem. But now he says that Nate is a demon, man. This was the guy that wanted to get us all together, bring us all back together. All right? He was the one that gave you the number, and he said, can I give this number to Nate? And I said, yeah, you can give the number to Nate. And it was years later that you had that number, and you called me on my cell phone number. I ain't got the same number. I got a different number, obviously. After so many years, changing phones. But, yeah, you called me out the blue, and you told me all those things. Because I saying, well, what happened with you and your Asha and the Rahab? Oh, we all split up. Because after the wifey thing and after the eating the pork thing, you said 14 brothers. I don't know, there wasn't all Simeonites. So someone was Jake, because there was a Jake down at the camp that when I was teaching in the street, he was in the audience and he said he was one of them brothers. Okay? He was one of the 14 that left. And I think the next week you noticed that 14 guys didn't come back to the class, and then you thought about that whole pork thing, and then I guess you repented of that. Why don't you speak about that, man? And you got the nerve calling us murderers. All the wickedness that you did that we're bringing out right now. Like the stuff about your wife, I don't know how true that is. I'm getting it from somebody else. Somebody could have just said that, but they said that they were part of the school and they brought all that out. All right? Now, if that's not the case, you come and say, well, look, it didn't happen. What really happened was this. I'll say, you know what? I'll come back and say, okay, I apologize for saying it. I'm just going by what somebody else said. So you have that opportunity, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, because earlier Elder Tahar mentioned about you, Nate, kicking out King Marshall because of your dream, which even King Marshall said that you were the devil. All right? And we got that from this guy who has now disappeared. He went by the name Priest Bun. What was his name? Priest Danyala, who used to be a Priest Bun lawyer. He came out and said that basically King Marshall said that you're the devil. All right? And then he also revealed that you joined this group called Mauna Luca, I think it is. It's an Illuminati group out there in Chicago. And that's when you sold out and all that jazz. But hey, I got a scripture, because you said you had that dream, and based upon that dream, King Marshall is no longer the king. We're kicking him out. Well, this is what the law says. You're always talking about the law. This is 1 Timothy 5:19, 5 and 19. It says, against an elder, which at that time, King Marshall was definitely an elder, and he's one of our elders, receive not an accusation, but before 2 or 3 witnesses. So you know, in the dream you said that he told you to put pork juice on the rice and eat it. Now you being the first witness, you're supposed to have 2 other witnesses to accuse, to make that accusation correct, complete. You didn't have 2 other witnesses. So by rights, you should have dismissed that. That should have been dismissed.